Scrappy Peeps, Suzanna here today for, well, I'm sharing with you this layout based on a sketch from Allison Davis from my 6x6 paper pads sketch class, and this is sketch number 7 or week 7. So the sketch actually calls for these little banners that I've pre-cut to be facing in to the inside of the page, and it also calls for three 3x5 photos that are then centered in that, and the layout goes horizontally. I've switched it up because I'm Susanna and that's what I do. And so I have a large photo. This is a photo of the kittens when they were probably, so September, July, August. So they were probably 2 or 3 months old. And they are sitting on a blanket in my daughter's lap, and so that is what this is all about. And I am using the Amy Tangerine, the new collection, Brave and Bold, and it's not a 6x6 paper pad, but it is the smaller size. It's not a 6x8, and I have pre-cut these banners just to spare you the agony of having to watch that, because I felt like this video was long enough already. And to anchor them, I am going to just put 8.5-inch double-sided tape, and I'm going to put that down either side, and then it's just super easy to lay down each of these banners. So in the sketch, the banners are vertical, and each of the banners is 1 inch wide by 3 inches long. My banners they vary between 1/2 inch to 1 1/4 inches, and they are all actually 3 inches long. I'm just going to use some shorter than others, some short and some long, and some medium, because I liked the variety that it gave. So this was definitely inspired by Allison's sketch, but I made it my own to work with this one photo. And then I didn't like the banners coming into the photo. I felt like it just didn't work. The way that she's got it set up, it would have worked a whole lot better if I'd had 3 photos that were framed by the banners. But this way, with the larger photo, it just, to me, it was a more cohesive look. And so Allison has stitched down the top of each of those vertical banners. So the translation of that would be that for me to have stitched down the inner side, the uniform side of all of the banners. And I had intended to do that, but because I have this black border that really pops the photo, you'll see that in a second, I felt like I was going to lose whatever stitching I was going to put there, and so opted not to do that. I could have done it in a colored thread, but you'll see that I have one of the banners. It's actually the 3rd one down on the right hand side. I've used those pens that are there. My intent had been to outline a few of those banners, but I didn't like it. Just that one that I just put my hand on there, I didn't like it. And so I'm going to recut another one because I don't have that, and then go ahead and embellish the layout. So in Allison's sketch, she has 3 smaller banners that are in a solid cardstock, and you'll see I've got these black banners that I'm going to try and use. They were the same size as hers, but I felt like they got lost next to that black pattern paper. So then I thought about white, but I didn't like that either. So I'm just going to go with the idea of stuff that creates that corner. So I am again going to that double-sided tape just to be able to adhere this black panel down. I felt that the black panel really popped the photo and the colors in the pattern papers a whole lot more. And I really liked the way that the colors in these pattern papers complemented the colors in the photo, which is why I go with those particular photos. So just trying to make sure that everything is centered and lined up. As part of the collection, there is a roll of labels, and I had cut off part of one of the labels for another layout that I had done, and I have that left over. So this is the black banner that I was referring to. See how it's too dense? So that label there looks perfect, but what I struggled with is the lines are going the wrong way. So I am going to set that aside. The lines are going vertical, and I don't want to journal vertical, so I'm going to just cover that with white paper. These are digital stamps from Everyday Explorers. They're from the Cat Lady collection. The one on the top right says 100% pure joy. This is why I'm a cat person with a little paw. And then the one on the bottom left says cuteness explosion, and it's got a cat face. I'm going to fussy cut 3 of these. I'm going to start with 2, and for some reason I don't use the second one, but I fussy cut out a 3rd one, and I think looking, it's hard to see, but one of them was very pink, and I had it over pink, and I wanted to have a little bit more of that mint color. So I debated between cutting the flowers that you see in that pattern paper that is whole and intact versus the butterflies, and I ended up going with the butterflies just because these kittens are little, and to me there's more of a lightness to the butterflies than there is to the flowers, which is why I went with those. And so the weight of this layout is going to go on the diagonal. You have very much that horizontal movement from the banners, but because I've got the 2 clusters, one at the top right and then one at the bottom left, it goes sort of along the line of my daughter's arm that you can see in the photo there, and then along the line of the kitten heads. So from Jasmine at the bottom left to Luna at the top right, and so that is the movement that is there. This is where I cover up just with a very light white cardstock, the lines that are going the wrong way. It's an easy way to just take care of that problem, because I often find that I want to use a vertical card, a card that's vertical with lines horizontally and the reverse, and so I will frequently do this where I just back it with white. I'm going to pop up a couple of elements using my new Thermo Web foam. I love this stuff. It's easy to remove the backing, and super easy to cut, and doesn't leave too much adhesive, or doesn't leave adhesive on my scissors, to be honest. So I've been backing all of the things lately. I will speed this up, so you're going to see this like 8 times. Super speed cutting, speed fussy cutting, cutting. Pardon me. And cut out that butterfly. And I'm going to use, again, a new Thermo Web product. It's Ultra Bond thin in a pencil, so it applies a thinner line of adhesive. I like that for butterflies and things that I only want just that thin line of adhesive down the middle of, so that you can have that movement of the butterfly wings there. So I have 2 similar embellishment clusters, one top right and one bottom left. That was, I'm just going to cut out the fussy cutting at this point, because you move your paper. That's the key to fussy cutting. Just move your paper. Close your scissors, open and close your scissors, but don't move them along the paper. Move the paper in the scissors. So I have one of the clear flower stickers up the top right, and again, it's more just about adding a little bit of color, and not too much color, because there's already a ton of color down the sides and those borders there. I really liked that circle, but it didn't work with all of the horizontal, the right angles in the layout. The circles that are the digital stamps work fine because they're black and white, but adding that additional color of that larger circle, and I couldn't find one of my Ellie Studio. You see my Ellie Studio label bins there. I couldn't find one in the right color. I really liked this going across the page into the photo. It kind of drew your eye from that busy out into the inside. The problem with it is it was A, the wrong pink, and B, so many of my elements went into the border, and then this went out of the border, that it was sort of the odd man out in the design principles here. So I decided to swap that label, there you go, for that smaller one. The ones up the top are going, they're really going more vertical. These are going to go more horizontal because I really needed somewhere to journal. I have not journaled in on the layout. When I took the final pictures, what I did write was the date and then Luna and Jasmine. I intended to write the age, but we still don't really know how old they are. Like about now should be their birthday. And so we were going to figure that out, and I just have not had a chance to figure that out with graduation and my parents and all of that fun stuff. So I'm going to end up going with those two horizontal labels, one in pink that says date, and then the other that's just got some markings in that. I'm not sure what that little tiny mint, it had a phrase on it, probably said hello or today, it probably said today, knowing Ellie Studio, and I didn't go with it because again there's so much movement on this page with all of those stripes and those banners that I really wanted to minimize the embellishments so that you could see what I had on there and it just wasn't this flurry of activity filling it. I really like the way that that banner up the top there that says "This is us" kind of pulls everything together. To me, that's sort of the uniting factor there. So I am going to put that up there, and then that ends up being the bulk of the layout. What I'm just going to use a couple of the puffy stickers, again, just small little details, and now I want to put a title on there. So a lot of this, I don't have the letter stickers that go with this, and I really liked the black, and so I'm going to use these. These are from, I want to say this is Vicky Boutin. And so the title is just going to be simple, Life is Good, because we've been adopted and we have a new home and we love our new home. And my idea, putting this, I've already got enough horizontal. I don't want any more horizontal. So I want to mimic the angle of my daughter's arm. And so it's a slightly softer angle than the angle that moves along the line of those embellishments there. I hope that that's making sense. So I have two lines, diagonal lines. One is steeper than the other that move your eye across that page there. And so by having the symmetry of the title here to the symmetry of my daughter's arm, which is kind of a very prominent thing that you see in the photo there, that ties the tops and the bottoms of the top and the bottom of the layout together, and then that movement through the embellishments. A little bit of black on the outsides just to sort of ground the layout, and you see my arm pulling everything together. That is going to wrap it up. That is my interpretation of week 7 of Allison Davis's sketches for 6x6 paper pads. I cannot share the sketch with you because this is a class that we've paid to attend. If it comes back up again, I do highly recommend it. So enjoy the close-ups. Thanks for stopping in today. If you have any questions, please don't hesitate to leave them in the box down below. I look forward to seeing you again soon. Take care.